Joining us right now to give us more insight is Dr. John Frank, board-certified head and neck surgeon and hair loss specialist. Doctor, thanks so much for joining us today.
You're welcome.
So it's called trichotillomania, or Trich for short, and the latest evidence shows that it's not just a bad habit, right, like biting your nails. It's something more serious.
Well, obviously from what we just saw, it can really affect somebody severely. So nail biting, it'd be rare for somebody to be devastated, and it would really affect their life, just as we saw. So it can be really a problem, very, very devastating.
When does this start in a person's life? Does it start early in their life? Can it start at any time? And what triggers it?
You may see some children with it, and that's not really a serious version of it. But then, as you go through adulthood, it can occur at any age to adults, men more than women. And it's along a spectrum of the obsessive-compulsive disorders, and they think that there's some biological components to it.
Right. How often do you see this condition in your office?
I mean, I'm a hair loss specialist and hair loss surgeon, and I treat all different types of hair loss. And when we do see somebody with trichotillomania, we treat it, but it's the challenge is to learn who actually has it, because it's either covered up or it's hidden. And even if somebody is coming to me with the problem, it may take a visit or two before they actually uncover and they have the courage to say what's happening.
Right. So this is rare. People don't really talk about it that often, and that's why not a lot of people know about it, right?
People don't like to talk about it. They're embarrassed. Look, there's the emotional component of having hair loss, which is embarrassing. And then there's the other second part of the emotional component is you're doing it to yourself. And so it's something that you're shy about, and you're not really, you don't want anybody to know about it.
Right. I'm sure you have to tread very lightly.
I've seen people that will come in, and I'm the first person that has taken a look at their scalp in 20 years. I mean, including family members. They're hiding it from everybody. And it takes a special sensitivity and good judgment and knack for being very sensitive and understanding and being a good listener.
Right. How do you treat the condition?
There are a number of treatments for it. None of them are very effective. There are medications like some of the obsessive-compulsive disorders, the antidepressants and things like that, and some of them can be effective on a short-term basis. There's therapy, which can be people can undergo therapy, and there's some behavioral modification treatments, which the young lady was talking about. I wasn't that impressed by the way she was doing them. There are other behavioral modifications that she may have been doing more effectively. And then there's some topical treatments and wigs or even surgery for that. Right.
Now this is obviously a lifelong battle, and there are support groups, I understand.
Fortunately there are. There are resources to go to, and that really, the effectiveness of the support group is going to be dependent upon the individual. Some people are great in support groups. Other people would just as soon not go to a support group. But they're available, they're online, and you can go and get some, share with other people. If you can go through it with somebody, it may be helpful.
Right. Hair loss is devastating. So for these people that are pulling their own hair out, can you replace the hair?
It can be replaced, but if it's replaced and they pull it out again, it's like pouring water into a bucket with a leak in it. So the main thing is to stop the cause of the hair loss, and in front of that is to diagnose what's happening. Some people do it and they don't even know they're doing it. They may be doing it in their sleep or subconsciously while they're daydreaming, and it doesn't just occur on the scalp. They can be doing it on their eyelashes and things like that.
Right, right. And you mentioned that there are some topical treatments for this, medications?
Well, there's some some cover-ups, some aesthetic things that can be done, and wigs and extensions and things like that, or ways to color or even tattoo.
Right.
But that's like putting a Band-Aid on an open wound. So you really want to try and uncover the root of the problem.
Right. It's a very sensitive issue, isn't it? And devastating at the same time.
It is. On one hand, hair loss for young men, you can joke about it, and there's a lot of different monikers that young guys have.
Right.
But when you really start to understand hair loss, it can be extremely devastating. That's part of the problem, because not everybody takes it so seriously.
Right. Well, Doctor, thanks so much for shedding more light on this problem.
You're welcome.
Thank you again. And for more information on your health questions, you can always visit the ABC News Health page and scroll down to the On Call Plus section. There you will find hundreds of leading medical experts answering your medical questions. From all of us at the Healthy Life production team, we wish you good health.